All right, that empty chair is of Murli Mohan Maganti, the Member of Parliament of the TDP, who refuses to come on the Newshour. We have a live satellite link at his residence. Should he choose to come, he needs to sit there and explain what he means when he has a direct correlation between atrocities against women and the clothes that they wear. I hope he has the courage to come here and face all of you, but I'm not sure. Sometimes these politicians can really be cowards. On the Newshour debate tonight, Sushmita Dev is a Member of Parliament of the Congress Party, and I must commend her because she has been one among 4 or 5 or 6 MPs who really stood up and questioned what that man said. The irony is that she was in an absolute minority. Ranjana Kumari, well-known activist, is with us today. Syed Asim Wakar of the Samajwadi Party is with us today. My first question is to we'll have the BJP represented as well in some time. My first question tonight is to Dr. Ravindra Babu Pandula, Member of Parliament of the Lok Sabha of the TDP. Dr. Pandula, good evening. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, good evening.
So, were you in Parliament?
I'm hearing you.
Were you in Parliament when Mohan Maganti made a direct link between the clothes that women wear and the atrocities against them? Were you in Parliament when this happened?
Yeah.
Were you there?
I was very much there. It was, we have immediately protested in the sense, I have also said no offence is meant.
No, what do you mean? No, one second, Dr. Pandula.
No offence is meant.
Dr. Pandula, I don't know what, you see, Dr. Pandula, there is no such thing as asking to be raped. Do you realize this? And a withdrawal of a comment, which basically, conveys the feeling that the women wear a certain kind of clothes, then they are asking to be raped or they are inviting atrocities. This comment, when it is made in the Lok Sabha, then it cannot be, you can't wish it away saying, we take it back, we withdraw this comment.
I only request, you cannot take an isolated statement from the rest of these statements.
No, how am I taking an isolated statement?
Mothers, all other girls, my daughters. Out of context.
What is out of context?
And say,
what is out of context? You have made
out of context means he was also telling
Dr.
sisters, my daughters.
Don't keep repeating sisters, daughters and all. I am asking you that why your MP came out and said that the clothes that women wears has a direct correlation to atrocities against her. Do you believe, Dr. Pandula, that a woman who wears modern clothes is in some way inviting to be raped? Do you believe so?
He was only meant Indian traditional dress.
No, what do you...
Dignified, dignified, he really meant Indian traditional dress.
No, one second.
Indian traditional dress.
So if you wear an Indian traditional dress, you should not be raped. And if you don't wear what you think is an Indian traditional dress, then you are inviting rape.
There is no linkage here,
no,
my
but
dear,
your MP made the linkage. You didn't hear him. I saw you there. He made the linkage. He made the linkage.
We are talking about dignity of the females.
No, who are you to decide what is dignified and not dignified?
There is no connection.
Sir, there is one second.
Let us not establish any nexus between the rape and the dress. The dress which he is talking about, to give the respect to the Indian females.
No, why is he saying
for any
what is
rape
the discussion?
Or a provocation? That is totally different.
No, it is a mindset issue.
Different.
It is a mindset issue.
You are magnifying
your mindset.
You are magnifying it.
No, I am not magnifying it. You are trying to downplay it because it is in your interest to downplay
it. He did not mean that
what did
dress
he mean?
Has anything to do with the sex or rape or anything. He simply did not say anything.
So what was
it is you who was telling that it has got something
Dr.
to do with
Pandula, what was the discussion about?
Dress.
What was the discussion about? The discussion was on the need to have stringent legislation to check increasing atrocities against women in the country. So the discussion is on atrocities against women in the country, and he is telling women to dress in a dignified way. Of course there is a link. Ranjana Kumari, let me draw you in on this. Because now there is a slippery slope that this gentleman and his party is on. I think it is terrible that all of Parliament, almost with the exception of people like Sushmita, was silent on this. But can we let these people get away now by saying we didn't mean to draw a link between clothes and rape, or clothes and sexual assault, or clothes and atrocities? Ranjana Kumari.
Not at all.
Ranjana Kumari, here the other side. So you are on tape. You are on tape.
Let me, Dr. Pandula, let me put it in context, because you want to know what was the context. I think the context in the country is that you want to, that is the parliament member, the men, the politicians in the country, they want to decide what women must eat, what women must wear, where must they go to study, whether they are outside on the road in the evening or not. So you will decide and define what is dignified. Let me tell you that utter ignorance of this member of parliament who does not know. I want to ask him a question. What was Nirbhaya wearing when she was brutalized? What was the journalist in Bombay wearing when she was brutalized? What was 6-year-old Gudiya wearing when she was brutalized in Delhi? I want to ask you hundreds of such questions, but let me tell you that this is the mindset which is sexist, which is appalling, and that is how you people are trying to subordinate Indian women, and this subordination has gone on in this patriarchy for centuries because of this kind of a mindset where you will define and decide what is dignified for Indian women. And deafening silence of the parliament. In the morning itself, afternoon itself, I said that why did not one single male parliament get up to protest? And they were smiling. What do they mean by that? I think it's a shame. It's a shame that all the male parliamentarians want to put blame for being raped. Did you ever say that men and boys must check their behavior? The message should go to them that they cannot target women as object of sex. They cannot target women for sexual offences. Did you ever, you have ever said it in any statement?
Not once.
Even in today's discussion?
Not once.
Not even one?
Not once. And I don't think Dr. Pandula, you understand, because Dr. Pandula, Dr. Pandula, Dr. Pandula, are you going to
criminals? They are criminals.
Yeah. So what is the link? No, you tell me. I'll tell you who's. 1 second. Dr. Pandula. Dr. Pandula, don't tell me about context. My question to you is very simple. What is the link between the clothes women wear and atrocities against them? Why did he bring up the angle of what is the link? Tell me.
There is no such topic here.
But why did he say that I appeal to women? Why did he say I appeal to women to dress in a dignified manner? Why did he say I appeal to women to dress in a dignified manner and not wear modern clothes?
But the example which you told me about Nirbhaya and other females being abused,
no, Dr. Pandula,
examples of
Dr. Pandula,
they're all criminals. They should be killed, hanged. There is no reservations about it.
Dr. Pandula,
no protecting anybody in this regard.
Dr. Pandula,
what I am trying to say is, you have taken him out of context.
No, you are trying to take him out of context.
With the rape and other things. He has no meaning.
This question is to the viewers tonight. We have one of the panelists in the show who tries to say that we've taken it out of context. So my question to all the viewers tonight, I'll open up phone lines in a few minutes. There is a discussion going on atrocities against women. Dr. Pandula, please, let me continue. There is a discussion on atrocities against women that is going on in Parliament. A member of Parliament stands up and in the middle of that debate he says women of India should learn to dress in a dignified manner. I am asking tonight what is the link between atrocities against women and the clothes they wear. And Dr. Pandula, let me tell you this. Western attire or modern attire, Dr. Pandula, Western attire or modern attire or what you call non-traditional attire does not promote rape, does not encourage rape in any way. But I am sorry to say this to you, your chauvinism and your misogyny does. You insult this country. And you were there. And now let me reveal what you did, Dr. Pandula. You stood there in Parliament. You were sitting there right behind him. You did nothing, you said nothing, and now I'll show you the pictures. There you are. You did nothing. You did nothing. You were right there behind him. You are right there behind him. Dr. Pandula.
No offense meant.
There you are. Who's there you are. The man is.
Well, we never knew
Sushmita
this new angle, which is
Sushmita Dev, member of Parliament of the Lok Sabha.
that there is a rape and dress.
You are Dr. Pandula.
He never meant.
Dr. Pandula.
Parliament never
do
meant
not.
The dress
do not.
To do with the rape.
Do
Please,
not.
Don't quote him out of context.
You, Dr. Pandula, there is a discussion in Parliament on atrocities, and you are giving lectures on the clothes that women should wear. Who is putting things out of context? You are.
He's talking about his daughters.
You are.
His sisters.
So, daughters and sisters, he's talking about women telling them wear dignified clothes. What is the link between clothes and sexual assault?
I am sorry.
What is the link between clothes and rape? What is the link between clothes and rape?
They should have the
so what is the link?
He only said dignified dress means our Indian traditional dress is rich in tradition. We have a lot of dignified dresses. That's what he meant. Never meant to relate this with the rape and any other crimes.
Why did he say that women of India should begin to uphold our culture and dress in a dignified manner, and say this in the context of a discussion on sexual atrocities?
They are the flag bearers. They are the flag bearers. Any country, the country's respect depends on the females. They are my mothers. The country is like mother. I treat my country as my mother. My respect depends on my mother.
No, but mother
is nothing but females. The females carry my respect. I give them a lot of respect. I hold them in high esteem.
Dr. Pandula, I have no words to comment on the kind of things that you are saying here today. You ought to really reflect on.
Please don't quote anything out of context.
You ought to reflect.
Don't vitiate.
Dr. Pandula,
please.
Dr. Pandula, can you please describe what? No, 1 second. Can you please describe what you would like a woman to wear for her to avoid being raped?
It is their private right. That is the private thing. It depends on the weather conditions. If it is a cold, one has to wear a full dress. If it is a summer, they will wear dress as it is. Who are you to teach? Who are you? What dress they should wear? It depends on the religion, depends on the culture, depends on the region.
Okay. Sushmita Dev was in Parliament. You have nothing else to say. Just listen to slightly more reasonable MPs, sir. And Sushmita Dev was in Parliament when this happened, and she stood up to protest against what this MP said. Sushmita, can you tell us what, first of all, your response to this long-winded explanation of Dr. Pandula justifying what his fellow MP said, and when you stood up to protest, how many stood up?
I'm not justifying.
No, 1 second, Dr. Pandula, learn to listen to others. Sushmita Dev, what were you protesting against?
You are again putting words in my mouth.
No, nobody can put words in either your mouth or your colleague's mouth. Yes, Sushmita.
Well, when this matter was being argued, it was, I think, past 5 o'clock. Well, I can't give you a count head of how many people were in Parliament, but if you have a count, I don't know. But from what I can recall, most of the women parliamentarians stood. There were some men in it, but I wouldn't say that the entire Parliament stood up to protest that. And like I said before, that I hope it was out of shock and nothing else.
Now, how many stood up with you? My information is that there were 5 or 6 MPs who stood up and actually protested. Am I right?
Yes, there was Supriya Sule, there was some other MPs. I mean, I didn't count. There was some Trinamool member of Parliament also who protested along with us. So there was some protest, but I wouldn't say that every single person stood up. That was definitely not the case.
And what was it, Sushmita, that you found offensive in what this MP said? Just can you explain it? What was it that you found offensive?
It was very strange because the entire discussion as it went on, most of the women who spoke about changing the mindset and that laws are not the solution to free this society of gender biased crimes. And this is what was emerging in the course of the discussion, and what our Honourable Member of Parliament said about women should dress in a dignified way. It was almost as if we could say, we rest our case. That is not about legislation, but it's about the mindset, and the very mindset that we were talking about and we want to fight is what was displayed in the Parliament today.
Precisely. I didn't see Rahul Gandhi or company going to the well of the House today to protest about it, and I don't know what it says about India's House of Parliament.
The well of the House.
You see,
the well of the House is generally when we go there, it's protesting against an issue that has happened outside Parliament or procedurally.
No, so with
but
that's
the fact that
Sushmita,
many of us stood up.
Sushmita, you know, what does it say about the Indian Parliament today? When only 2 or 3% of the House raise their voice, that also mildly, when a parliamentarian links the dress women wear to sexual violence committed against them. Only 2% of Parliament stood up. And I'm going to open up phone lines. You can get a clear sense of how people feel. Dr. Pandula, I hope you're not going to go away. And I hope you're still going to listen to the way people feel about your party and your MP's conduct here today. But Sambit Patra, what does it say about the ruling party of India, who did not even notice a member of Parliament who not only used the floor of the House to blame women for the crimes committed against them, but also linked their lack of dignified dressing to the violence committed against them? What does that say about the BJP?
First and foremost, Arnav, is there even an iota or a shred of doubt that the ruling party member of Parliament in any way tried to support the statement, the audacious statement that the TDP MP
You were silent.
Secondly,
No, you were silent, and the question is, what does it say about the voice of the ruling party of India, which occupies 282, in case you've forgotten, seats in the Lok Sabha, which goes mum, and mum is the word when the women of India are being told, you either change your dress or you face sexual atrocities. Now, I know that Chandrababu Naidu and the TDP are allies of the BJP, but do you lack a spine? Do you lack a voice? Do you lack conviction? Do you lack morals? What happens to you? It's only political expediency which is important. You don't want to upset Chandrababu Naidu. So you won't say on the Newshour tonight that we want that MP to be sacked. Had it been a Congress MP who said that, you would have been screaming and shouting, asking for that MP to be sacked. What happened to you today, Sambit Patra?
Your question is over.
Well, you got a question. I hope I get an answer.
Yes. I was just listening to the previous debater in the debate over here, and she said that when such an utterance was made on the floor of the Parliament, most of the women parliamentarians stood up to oppose.
You are again wrong. You are again wrong. You are again wrong. Don't shoot over her shoulder. Ranjana Kumari, that's not what she said. Ranjana Kumari rebuts you. Go ahead, Ranjana. No, you are not. No, you are not. It's not true, Sambit.
Your party, not even one. And why should it be? Every time. Sambit, listen to me. Listen to me. Why it is that every time women are debated in the Parliament, it has to be women parliamentarians who have to take upon themselves to reply. Why was this deafening silence? Why none of your members got up to say this is utter nonsense? Why did you not muster the courage
because
to say
the TDP is a BJP ally.
Every time.
You
but what is this?
Most of the
you cover each other. You cover when it comes to women. You all get together and cover each other.
MPs would include
Syed Asim Walker raises his hand out there. I don't know, Sambit. Maybe you were not in Parliament when Narendra Modi made his first speech after he took over as Prime Minister. Let me quote to you what he said that day and before that day, so that you can contrast it with your chalta hai attitude today. Today you have this chalta hai attitude. On June 11th, Narendra Modi said that lawmakers must work to end attacks against women which have reached epidemic levels despite mass protests. Today, when there was a great opportunity to stand up and say, this member of Parliament is such a sexist, such a chauvinist, such a misogynist, that he should be thrown out, you should be standing there in the front rows if required and say, we don't care about our alliance with the TDP. But no, you won't, Sambit Patra, because for you, women are not a vote bank. You are not a vote bank. And my question is, how is dress code equal to respecting women?